Irina Yenukidze, niece of Avel Yenukidze, an important party leader, recalls hearing Stalin's credo.
We
had been invited to dinner at the Kremlin by Stalin. I don't remember on what occasion. It was some sort of little festival. We were sitting at the table and talking about the traits of character that the true Bolshevik should develop. And Stalin said, the true Bolshevik cannot and should not have a family, because he must give himself wholly to his work, to the party which he is serving.
Keto, Stalin's first wife, is from a traditional, close-knit Georgian family. The honeymoon is soon over.
And how did he treat his first wife, Keto Svanidze? An old worker in whose apartment Stalin was staying in 1930 said that when his first wife was pregnant, Stalin threw her on the floor and kicked the wretched woman, and her in the family way. He kicked her, yes, kicked her with his boots on. And the old worker, shaking his head in disgust, said, "Just think whom we've taken to be our leader."
Keto, it is said, dies of typhoid, leaving a son. Ignored by Stalin, Keto's boy is raised by her family. Stalin's second wife is a daughter of the revolutionary Alleluyev. Stalin has known Nadia since her childhood. It was put about that the beautiful Nadia fell madly in love with the romantic young revolutionary. But the evidence suggests otherwise.
Имеется свидетельство Анны Сергеевны, сестры Надежды, которая рассказывает, что в 1900...
There is evidence given by Anna Alleluyeva, Nadia's sister, who tells that in 1918, when Stalin was on a train to Tsaritsyn, traveling with him was Nadia Alleluyeva, who had worked before in Lenin's office. She was with her father. At night, Nadia's father was awakened by a terrible cry. He rushed to her compartment and knocked. The door flew open, and he saw his daughter and Stalin in quite a compromising position. The daughter fell on her father's neck. "He has raped me, father." The father snatched out his revolver. Revolutionaries during the Civil War never parted with their revolvers. But Stalin fell to his knees before him, saying, "I love her. Don't shoot. We'll get married, only don't shoot." Well, what could her father do? He gave in, and the wedding soon took place.
Nadia bears a son, Vasily, and a daughter, Svetlana. Still, Stalin insists that a revolutionary should be a lone wolf. Irina Yenukidze recalls an argument.
And my father said to him, "Joseph, what about you? And what about me?" "Why me?" Stalin said. "What do you mean? I have no family." "Well, whose children are these?" my father said. "No, these are not my children." Stalin said, "These are her children." And he poked his finger into Nadia's face. I saw her cover her eyes with her hands and leave the room. But we were already used to her being always in tears because of his violent bullying. When a friend and I recalled this talk, she told me, "Irina, he jabbed his finger in her eye, and she walked around with a red eye for days after that."
In Stalin's apartment in November 1932, Nadia is found dead. The widow of Stalin's colleague, Nikolai Bukharin.
There was a banquet on the occasion of the October Revolution anniversary. Stalin came with Nadia. He drank a little and began throwing around cigarette butts and bits of orange peel. Then he swore at her, said terrible things. She got up and left the room. And in the morning, so my husband told me, she was found dead by the nurse. At the funeral, Stalin came up to my husband and said, "Just think, After the banquet, I didn't go to the apartment. I went to the villa. And in the morning, they phoned and told me that Nadia was no more. It is difficult to say what actually happened, but I don't exclude the possibility that he could have, well...
Утром позвонили, что Надя не стала. Трудно сказать, как это было. Я не исключаю, что он мог ее и...
Actress Anna Petrushanskaya was on friendly terms with Boris Zbarsky, a Kremlin physician.
I said, look here, was this monster at least shocked by the murder of his wife? Boris said, no, he wanted to tell me that she killed herself, that it was suicide. How could it have happened that Alliluyeva, Nadia, shot herself, I said. She didn't, he said. She was shot. I said, how could it be? It can't be. Boris said, Anna, I was in the Kremlin at that time, and I was the first person to enter the room. She was lying with a small pillow in her right hand. It was all covered with blood. She must have been defending herself with it. I said, Boris, could it be... I lost the use of my tongue. So, Boris, it's him.
The wife of Soviet Premier Molotov is a confidant of Nadia's. After the quarrel, she catches up with Nadia, and they stroll outside Stalin's apartment. Nadia is calm. She speaks of her children, her future plans. Then she enters. The official announcement states that Stalin's wife has died from appendicitis. Stalin places a comradely inscription on her gravestone. Nadezhda Alliluyeva Stalina, member of the Bolshevik Party, from Stalin.